So we are all in our Zoom room. Good afternoon again. Welcome to a new online experience with VF Corporation. I'm Giuseppe from Joiners Marketing Team, and today I'm not in Antwerp. This is just a fake background. Federico is in Antwerp. Federico, we will introduce Federico in a while. I'm in Italy, and today I'm not alone because I just want to introduce my colleague Vinicius. Hi, Vini.
Hi, Jose. Thanks for your introduction. So, guys, I'm also from the marketing team here at Joiners. So today I'm gonna be talking a little bit about what we do here at Joiners. So if you guys don't have the app yet, it's the time to download it. So here at Joiners, we make the perfect matching between students, recent graduates, and junior profiles and the positions that are published within our app. So thanks to our AI model, we are able to match perfectly your values, your study path, what you're looking for in terms of your next job opportunity, and the positions that are published by our partners on our job board. So today we have here Alessandra and Federico. So I'm gonna leave the floor to them to present themselves as well, and they're gonna conduct the session with you guys. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're very excited to hear this conversation, very informal conversation of our internship opportunities in Belgium, in Antwerp. I'm Alessandra. I'm a talent acquisition specialist within VF EMEA. I am based in the other headquarter of EMEA, which is in Stabio, Switzerland, but I also recruit for the other head office. I leave the floor to Federico because then we will have plenty of time to discuss what is VF, what opportunities we offer, and for you also to have time to ask us questions.
Hi everyone, I'm Federico. I'm based in Antwerp and I'm doing my internship in SEO, Search Engine Optimization. That's like a little specific part of digital marketing, really complex, really specific. And yes, this is my actually almost 4th month of doing this internship. And yeah, really excited to be here and to narrate you my experience so far in VF.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Alessandra and Federico. In a while, we will give the stage to you, to your presentation. I just want to share with all the participants that VF Corporation, the graduate program in Belgium 2025 is a really great opportunity, and Federico will will bring his experience in VF. And so feel free to open the chat and enter your questions, your doubts, and curiosity. So feel free to share with us your feelings and so your question, because at the end we will have also a Q&A session, a free Q&A session. So your answer and our questions. Alessandra, Federico, the stage is yours.
Okay, thank you very much, Giuseppe. I wanted also to say that Alessio Zuri is present in the room. He's an HR business partner at VF Antwerp. So he will be mainly listening to our presentation, but then he's here also to answer any of your questions related to the office, or to specific HR topics you might have. So also thank you, Alessio, for being here.
Alessio, welcome to Joiners.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me. Thank you, Alessandra, for the super great introduction. I will not take any of your time. Don't worry. I will let Federico go through the presentation. But as Alessandra was mentioning, if you have any curiosities, specifically about Belgium or the internship program or how we do things in the PAX business here in Antwerp, Belgium, please let me know. We are here to answer all your questions. And have fun with the session.
We just want to know where are you, Alessio, because we see Super Mario It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
it's good.
It's very, very beautiful.
So this is you have a glimpse of our office here in Antwerp, and then this specifically was a collab that was done in between the Eastpak brand and Super Mario. You have good eyes, and I decided to keep it here because yeah, of course I grew up with Super Mario, so
Great.
I love it. I love that the brand made this collab. There is also Kipling represented. Is a little bit on the small side, but we do have Kipling there too, and JanSport is also around. So this is why. So you will see this, and I think one of the great things of being an office that works with consumer brands and consumer brands that you use and wear every day. But again, I don't want to take too much of your time, so I can go on forever. I will leave
No,
the stage
thank you.
to Federico.
Thank you,
Okay.
Alessio. Guys,
Thank you, Giuseppe.
these are the concept of our online experience. So consideration from the offices and consideration from the people who live in that companies. Alessandra, Federico.
Yes, so I have a presentation to share with you, so it's easier to go through all the topics. There will be a quiz also, I think one at the beginning and one at the end, right, Giuseppe? So then at some point you can intervene with the Mentimeter, right?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. So let me know if you see my screen.
Yes.
Okay. Great. So, as you are reading, this is the first internship program, a structured internship program that we are launching in our Antwerp headquarters. Antwerp is in Belgium, for you who don't know, but I'm sure you all know. It is a great opportunity because this program was launched 2 years ago in our Stabio headquarters in Switzerland, and it has been a great success, both for the business, which is always good, but especially for our people, for our interns, and having this kind of structured program at the early stages of your career. I think it can really boost your learning experience, your professional growth, your networking opportunities. So I'm very happy to share that we designed this program also for the other office in Belgium, with some differences, of course, because each office has his peculiarities, but it's still great. So we can start with a small quiz about VF, because the next slide will be about some VF numbers and VF information. But I would like first to have an understanding of how much you know about our company, about our brands. So we can do a small quiz to break the ice.
Yes, Alessandra, I was writing for everyone. Please switch on your cameras to follow the experience in a more interactive way. So feel free to open your camera. Thank you, Thea, and thank you obviously to Anna, Arleta, sorry, Ebenezer, Camila, and everyone. Okay.
Yeah, it's good to see your faces. Otherwise,
Yeah,
we are talking in the void.
totally. Okay, so Alessandra, I ask you to interrupt your presentation, and now I share my screen, because at the beginning, as Alessandra said, we will have a multiple choice session with some questions for you, and then we will have also a quiz session with some prizes. Okay, I just ask you to scan the QR code or enter the code in menti.com. Do you see my screen right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. How many people are in? I don't know how many people because we don't see the number, but I hope the majority of you. This is the first question.
When do you think VF was founded?
Okay, now we have 47 people that joined to my team. Cool.
Okay, so the majority think that was founded at the beginning of this century. So it's quite a young company for you.
Yeah.
Good, it means we look young, we're aging well.
Would say a Gen Z company.
Right?
I don't remember if I click. Okay, yeah, because we have also the correct answer.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but we are a bit older than that. But it means we have a very long experience in the apparel world. So it was founded, I would say, more than 125 years ago.
We can go with the second question.
Okay, so which of our brands do you think is mainly focused on backpacks and bags? Okay, I think we all grew up with an Eastpak bag. Okay, and that is the correct answer, of course. Okay, this is
True or
true or
false?
false. Yeah. Dickies is a VF brand known for its workwear. Okay, I think you know the answer.
Yeah, the answer
It
is
true.
true.
It's true also because it's a Gen Z brand. So where is the VF global headquarters? Okay, I see that you're voting for Stabio because I mentioned it earlier, but it was the EMEA headquarters, so the European region, let's say. The global headquarters is actually in Denver, Colorado. And Costa Mesa is actually an office, so it was also misleading possibly. This is a fun question for me because I didn't know myself. In which movie does a JanSport backpack appear?
Didn't know that as well, so yeah, quite a tricky question, I would say.
In everybody's defense, that will get the wrong one, has been showed for very few minutes in the whole movie. So even if you watch the movie, maybe it wasn't that easy to capture.
Alessio, some days ago, I checked on Google JanSport in which movie it appears.
Yeah, I checked
quite a lot.
myself.
And I found the solution.
Yeah.
Quite a lot, actually. A lot of Netflix TV series as well.
Yeah, because also this is, of course, the correct answer is Spider-Man, but
Yeah.
not only the latest Spider-Man movie, but also the Amazing Spider-Man, which was, I think, 12 years ago. So yeah, well spot.
Cool.
Okay, so we wait for you to stay connected and take part in the final quiz, which, as Giuseppe said, will have a prize for
Yes.
the winners.
So don't close the Menti window.
Okay. So I will continue sharing the presentation. So
Yes.
thank you for taking part in the quiz. I will give you an overview, very quick one of what is VF. Now you have an idea, but yes, it was founded more than 125 years ago. And yes, it's one of the largest apparel, footwear, and accessory portfolio companies in the world. We have more than 11,000 stores owned by VF and by our brands, plus all the other concession stores. We have more than 30,000 associates around the world, so we're quite a big group. We have 11 brands, so only a few of them were mentioned in the quiz. Now I will show you all of them. And yes, the last fiscal year, we had 3.5 billion of revenue in dollars. So VF is quite a structured and big company based, let's say, all over the world with offices and with stores. And we, I think, all grew up with some of the most iconic brands in our brand portfolio. For example, Vans, I would say, the North Face, Timberland, Eastpak, as we saw. But we also have some emerging brands, so smaller brands that are growing very fast, such as Ultra or Icebreaker, Smartwool. If you count on the slide, they are 12 brands actually, because I also included Timberland Pro, but it is part of the brand Timberland. So actually, officially, there are 11. I wanted also to focus on the brands that are based in the Antwerp office for the EMEA region. So before I mentioned that in EMEA, there are 2 headquarters, one in Stabio, Switzerland, and one in Antwerp. Antwerp is the home to 3 of our brands, the so-called packs. If you noticed, Alessio before mentioned these brands, referring to them as packs. So this is our nickname for these brands, Eastpak, Kipling, and JanSport, because they make bags, they make packs, backpacks. So this is how we call them. So you could see also in our job descriptions that some roles refer to the packs, because some roles support all the 3 brands in the office. Some others are only under one brand, for example, just Kipling. So these are the brands, these are the latest campaigns that have been launched. The office in Antwerp is quite a structured one. It's not as big as the Stabio one, but it's still a cool office with more than 120 employees, 24 nationalities, which means that it is a truly international environment where everyone can really fit in. And English is, of course, the official language. That's why we're speaking English. And it is our business common language, basically. So it's not required for you to know any other language. So this is where Antwerp is in the Belgian country. And this is a picture of the office, so quite a modern building. I think that you're all here to better understand what our internship program looks like. And I want to give you some key highlights of why we decided to launch it, what we think is the purpose of this internship, and what we can really offer you as an experience. So it is a 6-month paid internship. So all our job postings have a transparent salary, the one you can see here, so more than 1,000 euros per month. Plus, if you move from another country to Belgium, you have a monthly allowance for your accommodation for moving there. We offer the opportunity to work for a company where people are really passionate about what they do, but also the brands that they work for. If you come to one of our offices, you will see people wearing Ultra shoes or Vans shoes and the North Face jackets. And it is not only because we have 50% discounts on all of them, but because people are really proud of wearing the brands that they work for, the company that they work for. So it is a place where passion plays a very important role. Our culture is a feedback-based culture where you will receive and hear and can give feedback at all levels, because we believe that feedback is the most important tool for all of us to grow as professionals. And this is not to be taken for granted. And I think it's the best way to grow also, especially for a junior employee. The internship program is tailor-made for young professionals. And we have a tailor-made offering of trainings and workshops, opportunities for you to learn, to grow, and to refine and develop those skills that are fundamental for a professional journey, a successful professional journey. We also offer career support. We have a structured approach to career support. The ultimate goal of the internship program is not that we grant an offer at the end of the internship, but the goal is for you to have all the tools to apply to internal jobs and potentially find some opportunity. The good thing about being a portfolio brand is that even though there is no role like yours within your team, you can apply to a similar one for another brand. So this multiplies the opportunities, and it also, the fact that we have multiple offices around Europe means that you can also apply for another office. Did I already mention the discount, which is a great benefit since these brands are amazing? So yeah, so this is a very short, let's say, introduction of the internship program. Just a deep dive on the training offering. This is a picture that was taken here in Stabio in the Northwest mock-up room. So some of our rooms, our meeting rooms are actually mock-up stores. So this is a very cool environment to brainstorm and to have trainings in. The idea is that we have a structured program here in Stabio. We want to launch a very cool one in Belgium. So we would like the interns in Stabio and the interns that will join in Belgium to connect over these meetings, these trainings that normally happen once every 1 or 2 months. They are tailor-made sessions, as I said, on some key skill topics such as time management, feedback, navigating an environment with very culturally different people, these kind of topics. And these appointments will allow the interns of Belgium to connect over all together because the internship program, as I did not mention it, but it will start in October. And all the interns will start all together. So these appointments during the 6-month program will allow them to connect with each other, connect with some managers, because these trainings are delivered by senior managers. So network also with them and network with the interns in Stabio. So this is a great opportunity not only to learn, but also to network. And also we foresee to have a career workshop at the end of the program, at let's say the 4th or 5th month of the internship program, to really provide the interns with all the tools, all the resources and the advice possible for them to continue their career in the best possible way, either in VF, if there are opportunities. Again, I mentioned that opportunities are out there, even though they're not granted, or anywhere else, because yes, the VF is certainly a great company to have on your CV in general. So yes, I think I mentioned everything. If you have any questions, feel free to interrupt me, to let me know. But also at the end, we will have a Q&A and we can go back to any of these topics. I think that one of the hot topics is the recruitment process, because especially if you're at your first experience with applications and interviews, you might wonder, what should I do? So we recommend applying with an English CV, because, for example, I only speak Italian and English. So if you apply with a French CV, I want to be able to evaluate your CV. We recommend a 1-pager, so we don't need you to write a poem and have 3 pages of CV. 1 is enough. Synthesis is the key. And try to make your CV as outstanding. Try to highlight what makes you unique. Try to highlight also the extracurricular experiences, the kind of skills you could gain from, let's say, all the experiences you could take also beside university, beside internships. Anything is really appreciated, because sometimes we see CVs that look very similar to one another. So trying to make it unique and outstanding from your point of view, of course, could be crucial at this stage, because we receive a lot of CVs and we cannot, of course, meet all of you. I always recommend to double check all the information, especially email, phone, that they're correct, and then submit the application and prepare for the interviews. Interviews, the interview process for an internship is normally quite lean. It's not too long, it's not too daunting, but you have to prepare for interviews because you cannot just show up and try to guess what they might ask you. So you can expect some kind of questions, you can prepare. Try to focus on your strengths, try to focus on examples of your experiences, and highlight your motivation. Okay, do not give us, let's say, default standard answers, because we don't want to hear that. We do interviews all day, so we get bored if we do not understand your real motivation and the thoughts that you really had about this job. Practice behavioral-based question. This is a fancy term to say that we will ask you for examples. We will ask you for examples of your skills. And there is a method called the STAR method. Look for it. So we will ask you about situations that are specific, and we would like you to reflect on them. Okay. What are we looking for ultimately? We're looking for candidates that have a great CV, of course, with international experiences, with extracurricular experiences, if not other internship experiences on their resumes. We're looking for people who would like really to go beyond, who are hungry to learn and to bring an impact to a company, even though they're interns. Federico will tell you that you will never be just an intern. You will be treated as a professional. And we are looking for people with a growth mindset, which is the opposite of a fixed mindset. Growth mindset means embracing challenges, taking feedback as a great opportunity, and see obstacles as opportunities to grow and to higher the bar. Okay. So going to the roles. So we have 5 open roles starting in October altogether. And we have a graphic designer role. So anyone of you who studied design, graphic design, architecture, interior design, this is for you. Retail consumer experience, community engagement, this is more marketing related. Merchandising, which is more about also understanding data, understanding numbers, and understanding collections. Loyalty and customer data. This is also a potentially analytical role for you. And you will see the job descriptions on our website, or the websites of Eastpak, Kipling, and JanSport, but also the VF career website, and also LinkedIn, and also joiners. Joiners will show you, of course, the roles that are most suitable for you, which is great because it does the screening for you. Okay, so I will leave the floor to Federico, so that you really can understand what it really means to be an intern at VF in the Antwerp office. Federico was joined us in April, if I'm not mistaken, and so he's not part of this tailor-made program. So before October, we used to have interns coming to the office for specific jobs, specific roles that were not part of a more structured program. So there is a little bit of difference in the kind of learning experience, a training experience that he had and that you could potentially have joining in October. So the experience will hopefully also improve, but he can, of course, answer any of your questions on what it is like to join VF in the Belgian headquarters.
Exactly. So let's start. Hi, everyone, again. And just to be clear, in the previous photo, in the previous slide, that was not me. You can see me in this slide in my natural environment, the mountains. But yes, just starting to talk about myself. So I am freshly graduated in economics and management. Actually, I joined VF as a student, and now I'm not a student anymore. I'm just graduated in economics and management. And I have a background in journalism and copywriting, and had 2 previous internships actually before joining VF in 2 B2B companies that are based in South Tyrol. One that manufactures cable cars, the other one EV charging infrastructures. And then I joined VF because fashion is one of my many different passions. And yes, then I also co-founded an independent fashion-related editorial project called Eisen Magazine, and I actually lead the editorial direction of this project. And yes, that's my like more practical background, but just go directly to what is the feeling of joining and then leaving VF. So regarding all the recruiting and the interview process, I won't add anything to what Alessandra actually already said because she was actually extremely precise. And yeah, I actually was interviewed by Alessandra first, and then by my managers in the performance marketing team. And yes, it was actually a pretty straightforward process, a lean process, as Alessandra said. And I have like always felt like they were like really evaluating me not only on what I did, but on what was my potential, my real potential as a both person and as a professional. And this was something actually really, really cool. So the interviews actually went pretty greatly, I would say, and I joined VF mid-April. And yes, now I will just present pretty quickly the less important thing in my opinion. So the office, the facility, that it's great, as Alessandro already said. It is absolutely outstanding, or above all the open spaces that you have. You can basically communicate with all your colleagues. It is everything is really smooth in the office and really easy, like really easy going. Then you have also a gym. The like really really love the coffee machines. Of course, for Italians above all, it is something pretty important, and I know that. And yeah, actually, there is everything you may need for being and staying productive and to improve both as a professional and as a person. Then, so what's really important actually when you're doing an internship, in my opinion, it's of course not the facility, the office, but the people you are surrounded by. And I have to say that the people that I met here in VF really exceeded my expectations, and because I met not only like really kind and polite people, but they are also really knowledgeable. You see in them the passion for what they are basically doing, and the fact that they really want to share the knowledge that they have, and they want to see you grow as well. And this is something that actually really fueled my motivation even more and made me like feel part of something that wasn't only a work, but was like really a life experience, something that can really help you grow and also change. Basically, I would say, just to sum up a bit this kind of complex feeling that I have, that you are surrounded in VF by great professionals and great people. And it is not easy to find something like that, actually. And it is something actually really, really great. Then, being a bit more practical, perhaps, during your internship, you will never feel, as Alessandro already said, only like an intern. I actually felt so many times like really part of the team, really being like you will be really engaged in what the team is doing, and you will feel like you're a part of the team, not like someone that was added and it is there just, to do an internship or stuff like that. It is not like that. You will be engaged in what the team is doing, and above all you will taking also some responsibility on the things that you do, and this is something that can fuel your growth amazingly, and it's actually a great opportunity. So this is basically how I am living in VF. How I am living this experience. And then I wanted to describe also a bit how is living in Antwerp. This city that it's not that well known, at least for in Italy, for Italians, because Belgium, we know Brussels, we know stuff like that, but Antwerp, it's not like a common city. It's not a common city that you visit and stuff like that. And I have to say that perhaps I wasn't skeptical about moving to Antwerp, but surely it was a bold move for someone that has like been abroad not so many times. But I have to say that actually Antwerp really exceeded my expectations as well as VF did. And I got to know a really a city full of life, full of young people, full of everything you may need to stay, to really grow as a person and as a professional. And above all, I would say like a person, because I mean, it is not common to find a city that it's not huge, like for example, Milan, but at the same time, it's not small. But at the same time, you have everything, you have all the opportunities you may like to have. And what's even nicer is the fact that you can like really enjoy Antwerp also with your colleagues. It happened many times that, for example, we met outside of our job for a pizza or to play football or to play paddle or just to go to a park and chill a bit. Actually, Antwerp offers like really great opportunities to enjoy your internship here. And to conclude everything, so first, feel free to reach me out also on LinkedIn, because so that I can answer also some perhaps some question that you have. Maybe you are shy, you don't want to ask this question now. Do it, because here you have valuable resources like Alessandra and Alessio, so do it now. But in case you were still shy, you can contact me, of course, on LinkedIn. I have some recommendation to share with you, my personal recommendations for the interviews that I hope you will have the opportunity to face with VF, and basically free. Be honest, as honest as possible. Transparency in VF is really valued. So it's not about fake it until you make it. It's about being as honest as you can. Then be enthusiastic, but really show your motivation and the fact that VF is something that you want to be part of. Like really show that you are motivated, that you are enthusiastic. It is key, really important, and can differentiate you from many other candidates, of course. Then, as Alessandro already said, but I think it's like really worth mentioning again, that prepare yourself for an interview. You can be as good as you want in talking with people, but an interview is something else. Really requires a clear approach, a clear methodology, and you need to prepare for it. But still, it is not easy, because I'm telling to you that you have to prepare, but you have to be honest. It is something that seems a bit paradoxical, a bit conflictual, but still, it is what it is. You need to prepare something, but at the same time, you don't need to learn by heart things. It is like really a matter of understanding the best way to present yourself. And that's it, I would say. Thank you all for hearing me.
Grazie, Fede. Thank you very much. Okay. So I don't think there's anything else to add for us. We would like you to ask us questions. I don't see the chat because I'm projecting the screen, but feel free to ask us questions.
Yes, feel free. And thank you obviously to Federico for your story, basically. And feel free to open your microphone, guys, because you have the possibility to enter your questions in the chat below. But feel free also, yes, exactly like Yumera did the last second, to open your microphone and have your question with Alessandra, with Federico, but also with Alessio. Okay, Yumera. Oh, sorry. Go.
Oh, hi team. Nice to be here, and thanks for sharing the experience. It's really informative, and then I can understand like how the things are going to work inside. I just have a couple of questions might be I have missed. I just want to understand, are these internship opportunities is spread across different roles, or they are just on few roles? Like which kind of roles we that as an intern I can apply for? Presently, I'm doing my MBA at IE Business School in Madrid, and I can go for internships from the period of October. So, if I can just get that information.
Yeah, sure. The internships that we are opening for the program are these 5. So we will probably have more in the next wave of internships. But we don't know yet when they will take place. So for the moment, these are the open opportunities. They're already posted, they're live, so you can already check them.
Yeah, got it. If I thank you for answering this question. If I can ask, can we get any kind of suggestions like how to craft the resume while applying for this kind of internship opportunities, or any kind of samples that we can get, or how you weave in a person's profile when you are reviewing their CV?
Yeah, this is a good question. I see a lot of CVs. There is no, let's say, there is not only one way to make a good CV. It should show who you are and your personality. I worked many years in consulting, and there standard CV is very simple, black and white, no pictures, no colors. But I think it really depends on the job you're applying for, and also who you are. So if you are a graphic designer, let's say, and you want to add a touch of, personal style to your resume to show us your uniqueness through that, it's absolutely fine. If you were applying for a job in finance, for example, that kind of graphic style would not really match the job, but still, as I said, there is no right or wrong answer. My let's say my way of seeing a CV is being synthetic, to the point, highlighting the key concepts, because you know that recruiters don't stay on the same CV for more than a few moments because we don't have the time. So make sure that I see immediately what I have to see, make it in chronological order, make sure that you have also your number, your email there, and all the relevant information that are highlighted. And yes, that it is clear what you have been doing. Sometimes it's not clear the time frame, it's not clear when you did what, so if you graduated or if you just started for example, a university and then stopped and did another one. So try to make it clear and try to explain things. You took a gap year in between studies because you wanted to, I don't know, travel Asia solo with a backpack. It's fine. Tell me why there is that gap in the resume, and I will understand who you are. I will understand, oh no, this person did not take more to finish university. They did something super interesting. Or for example, you did not take the maximum grade in your graduation, but you did athletics at almost a professional level. Show me that, because I think I don't care what grade you got if you went to the European Championships of swimming, for example, because it shows that you were really good at managing time, for example. So a CV can tell a lot as long as you're good at, storytelling within one page.
Got it. Very clear, Alessandra. Definitely. I will go through the job descriptions and I'll try to be in touch with you. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Excuse me. Hello, I have a question.
Yes. Hi, nice to meet you.
Hi,
Hi,
nice to meet
Ludovica.
you. Nice to meet you. Can you hear me well?
Yes, we don't see you though.
No, I'm sorry. I will spare you from this site because I'm very sick today. So.
Okay. No, don't worry.
Sorry. Well, first of all, thank you for this presentation. It was really meaningful, and I have more of a technical question. I am currently finishing an internship in a fashion holding in the treasury department because this is what I studied. However, I would want to move to a different part of the company, let's say to a more creative one. And what if I wanted to apply for the merchandising or something more creative? How can I demonstrate that I belong there, even if my background is in an office that doesn't do that?
Okay. I think that there are many ways you can do it. For example, in the summary of your profile, you can say I'm a treasury professional, or I've been working in treasury for X months, but I'm realizing I would like to switch to a more creative career. Since I'm young and I have a passion for fashion, I would like to apply for this job, X and Y. So try to make it like a very tiny cover letter.
Okay.
Or another suggestion is to make a cover letter, a proper one, but
Okay.
don't attach it as a separate document. Put it as a first page of your CV in the same document, so that I'm forced to see it, and try to make it catchy, please.
Okay.
Don't make it the standard ChatGPT written.
No,
cover letter.
absolutely.
Try to, you know, once I saw a cover letter that it said, for example, dear recruiter, I have to be honest, I had been waiting for this job for years. That's a stunning opening of a cover letter,
Okay.
and wow, and I continued reading. So try to make it catchy. And also, you can write it in your interest section. You can write passion column. I follow all the reviews of Vogue. I have an Instagram account on fashion trends. I don't know. To show, for example, a passion in fashion, you can do that.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I just wanted to know how much does it matter for a completely new position, a different background, like.
It depends. I cannot tell you straight away because we always benchmark candidates against each other.
Yeah.
So I cannot tell you that based on what you're saying, you could be taken for this role because you're still very young, of course, and it's an internship position. We don't expect people to have experience as mandatory in merchandising.
Okay.
But there could be 10 candidates that have that. So maybe your CV does get as a second priority.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Absolutely.
it's a matter of chances sometimes in life. And of course, if you show us your interest in a clear way, we could understand better, because I cannot phone every candidate and say, you're doing treasury, why did you apply for this job? So you know what I mean.
Okay, another question. During the application selection process, are there any technical questions of any kind?
No, I mean, not technical questions, but there could be a small business case sometimes that may not require a specific experience in the field. But for example, merchandising, one classic example could be a file Excel with a series of numbers on the past collection selling results. And you could be asked, okay, based on these numbers, what would you do next? Which items would you propose for these stores? Which would you discard? So a kind of logical thinking that can be approached by anyone who has, of course, some analytical understanding of numbers and you know, an understanding of fashion. But yes, nothing technical, as if oh, what does this acronym stand for? This is not university, so these are things you can learn. What we would like to understand is the, you know, a little bit of mental agility sometimes.
Absolutely. Okay. Thank you so much. So clear. Thank you, Alessandra.
And Alessandra, just moderating a little bit here the chat. I see, because you don't see the chat. So there is a question from Darshika, and then one from El Khalili. I hope I managed to pronounce it correctly for both of them.
Yeah, this is an HR question.
Darshika was asking if it's possible to work remotely.
I mean, Alex, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but yes, it is possible 2 days per week. 3 days, it is mandatory to go to the office because it's a VF policy to, let's say, to foster inclusion, to foster, you know, social life at the office. But yes, if 2 days per week you want to work from home, it's possible. If you're like Federico, who goes to the office every day, then you can go.
And it's a global policy, so it's applicable to all office-based roles across all offices where VF is operating. Then, of course, there are exceptions for some roles, like roles that inherently in their job description have travel involved. For example, like sales rep or sales manager, they might have a lesser office presence, of course, because their job is supposed to be on the road as well.
Thank you, Alessio. And the other question?
Thank you for clarifying.
Oh,
hello,
you're welcome.
Everyone.
I see, sorry, another question in the chat. El Khalil says that he doesn't speak English and speaks French. I don't speak French, unfortunately, so I cannot answer that in a language different than English. but I don't know if anyone speaks French and can tell him that yeah, English is mandatory, unfortunately.
Yeah, and before Iram, there was a question from Umera, I see.
Yes.
I cannot hear you.
Umera, yes, you're still muted.
Oh, I'm really sorry. Hi again. I was just taking a look at the job descriptions that you have posted over the website for the internship of loyalty and then customer data. I just wanted to ask a question about it. As I'm a MBA student right now, I'm doing my coursework in marketing. Basically, it is my specialization right now. So I worked in Procter & Gamble before coming to MBA, and I worked in operations. So I really want to make a switch into marketing. Will it be considered as an experience if I have specialization in MBA doing marketing as a specialization rather than having some experience before?
Yeah, absolutely. Your MBA experience can be as valuable as an experience on the field. This is an internship role again. It's an entry-level job, so we don't expect extensive work experience. It's a nice to have, of course.
Okay, got it.
And as I mentioned before, it's a matter also of selecting candidates. Otherwise, we don't have a possibility to do it. So of course, we will prioritize those candidates who have certain skills, certain interests that are shown on the CV.
Okay, got it. So even if I acquired those skills through the specialization while doing my MBA, that would be considered as a skill. Can I take it in?
Of course, yeah.
Thank you, Alexandra.
Do you study at IE?
Yeah, IE Business School. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a question from Iram. Iram, would you like to ask it directly, or but if Iram is still with us?
Which department or study
Yes.
areas do you usually accept interns from? I would say all of them, except those that are not common for, let's say, for the business world. So I don't know, biology or medicine, physiotherapy. I mean, anything related to graphic design, finance, business, economics.
I am
Very
studying.
broad. Yeah.
Sorry. I am studying textile engineering, but it's
Okay.
not a really common engineering field. So I wanted to ask you about this.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. We have sometimes specific jobs that are related to technical that require technical textile skills. Alessio, I'm not sure if these 5 roles shown on this slide are specifically, let's say, fitting your university studies, but there could be others opening in the future.
I would say
Yes,
this.
actually, it does. I have last experiences about this kind of roles, but I want to ask again.
Let's put it this way. An internship is by definition a learning experience. It's a moment where we go out of our comfort zone and then we test ourselves and we try to do something different. It's a great way to test interest and see if we actually like or not something. And then I know sometimes internship are disregarded because or for a very short time or don't have a permanent contract, but for some people actually useful to test the water and see if they actually like that area or not, even though every company of course has a different experience, has a different and you can have a different journey to that. Said that unless for example I'm taking the graphic designer internship position, the first one you see, all backgrounds are accepted, but in that case, there are requirements in terms of hard skills on the software that you know. So, for example, if you know Rhino 3D, if you know Google SketchUp, if you know AutoCAD, because in that case, that will be inherently part of the job or the daily task that you can do. And learning that in 6 months will basically require the person to spend the whole day in learning the software instead of applying and using it. So in some cases, there are these hard requirements if you want to look that way, but because those are necessary to do the job on a daily basis. If we talk about, for example, community engagement, that is sorry, that's quite broad. If you have an interest in talking to people, in sharing content with them, in understanding their needs, their dreams, their whatever they're going through in that moment, that is something that is for you. There is no basically hard requirement there except having a passion for the topic. So some of these have some requirements. Others are really open. Same things for merchandising. Merchandising. It's connected with product, but there is quite an analytical part. So if you are a people person, that is definitely an experience that you can do. Then whether you come from engineering, from a business school, or even if you come from a literature kind of background, but you have that in you, give it a go and give it a try. I mean, worst case scenario, you tested something for 6 months and you saw that that's something that you don't like or something that is not for you, and you move on. So long answer, but just this to say, don't be scared necessarily by the requirements, and specifically in this case, since we have the great occasion to talk to each other, have a chance to look at the job description. If you have questions, specific questions, then you can let us know.
Thank you, Alessio. I just want to give the floor to Beatrix because she had 2 questions.
Go, Beatrix.
Hello, everyone. It's been so
Hi.
nice to meet you all. And I'm very eager about this position internship. So my first question is related to the motivational letter, because I heard Alessandra talking about it. Should it be always attached first to the CV, or is there a different place to attach it?
What I said before is, let's say, it's like it's a good way to make sure that the recruiter sees it for sure, because they have to review your CV. So if you put it as the page before your CV in the same document, they will be forced to see it. But it's not required. 90% of the times you can apply with your CV, and that should be enough. If, as in the case of the other girl asking the question, you want to make sure that the recruiter understands that despite a very different background, you're super interested in that job, because otherwise I would not be able to understand it myself from the CV per se. Then I think it's recommended to either put a short summary in the CV below your name, below your contacts, or to add a very small paragraph, not even a full page of text, where you explain, for example, your motivation, the desire to change track.
Okay, that's great. And my second question was if it could be possible to apply to different roles, because my first interest was the community engagement, because I have some background doing a similar internship in this spring, but I also seeing now the retail consumer experience, it also seems interesting to me. And if I could apply to both of them and you guys decide which one will work better.
That's recommended, absolutely. We are a very cohesive group of recruiters. So even if 2 different people handle 2 different jobs, requisitions, we communicate with each other, and we will prioritize the role for which we find you best suited for.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, so that goes.
No. I just checking some question in the chat.
Yeah, I would leave the question regarding the age limit and non-European citizenship to Alessio, because it's a more HR related topic.
So there is no age limit, although normally internships are targeted and aimed for young part of the population, and also because of course there is specifically in the case of Belgium there is a reimbursement, but the reimbursement of course is not the same as a regular employment contract. So that people of over a certain age might have different needs. So it really depends. It really depends on them. And connected to the second one, it depends on the type of permit that the person is currently studying on. It's a case-by-case situation, and we need to see that. In some cases, if visa is required, a sponsor is required, in Belgium, it can take in between 4.5 months to 5 months to take it. So for a 6-month internship, that will render and make it difficult. But it's a case-by-case situation, and then we also need to check with the global mobility team. Then I see here Anastasia. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, yes, it's the same, but we've also Mohammed with his raised hand.
Sorry, Mohammed. I don't know for how long you've been raising your head. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Hi, team. Thank you
Hi.
for getting me.
So,
well, I think the answer I missed was that what is the chances of conversion of the internship into full-time job? Is it possible?
We don't have a number to share. I mean, this is the first time that we do this internship program in Belgium, and also we don't want to be explicit on it because it is not, as I said, this is not the ultimate goal to have a granted full-time job after the internship. As Alessio said, it's a learning experience. We will do the best that we can to provide you with all the tools to grow as a professional. If opportunities arise over the course of the last part of the internship, you're more than welcome to apply. You will have plenty of support by the HR business partners, by the recruiters that follow that positions. And of course, internally, it is always easier, to connect with the hiring manager, to have a chat on a job, to network and to find opportunities. So this is what I can tell you.
And building up on top of what Alessandra mentioned, at least at VF, we like to be as much as transparent and direct as possible. We know there are companies out there where they might promise or they might underline some messages in it. So we want to be extremely clear because we want to respect everybody's time and intelligence. So this internship, as you will read from the job description, are not meant to be transformed right away into a position, whether it's temp or as perm. However, two things. One, if you get into the internship, of course, you have, let's say, 6 months to look around and to see if there is any open position that fits your interest and fit your skills that you can apply for. So it's always better to have, let's say, a foot in the door than out. So that's always an occasion. And two, even if that doesn't result into an occasion right away, and hopefully if you leave a good impression, a good image of you into the experience that you had, that can always open up for future cases. We had cases of rehires. We have a case of, for example, in the digital team of a person that is now a colleague. She coming from Finland. She did 6 months internship. She finished the internship. She came back home to graduate, and then she was looking for an opportunity. We had an open role. She applied, and then she was right back in. And we have some cases like this. Just to give some data point, because I think that's also interesting. And Alessandra showed that the number of people that we have, the number of positions that we have in Belgium, and then we have a yearly attrition rate more or less of 10%. So this means every year 10% of the positions are open. Of course, they're open at different level of the organization. So from junior to maybe to director level. So not necessarily every position might be for you, but at least in Belgium, since we are quite a small organization, this means that every year 10 or 12 positions are open, which is not a huge number, but it's still an interesting number to look into it when you're doing an internship or when you finish it.
Yeah, thank you for the answer. And one more question I got.
Sure.
So currently I'm doing my master's, and for that I have got around 2+ years of experience in project management. So as these are for the entry level internships, right? So does it will it impact anything that if I apply for this role, because I have already got experience?
So sorry, I didn't get the question. What do you mean?
So currently I'm doing my master's.
Yeah.
And before that, I have got a 2+ years of experience in project management.
Yes.
And as these internships are entry level, is going to impact?
No, it's not. It's not blocking it. If that's a question, it's not blocking it. Not at all. Not at all. No. The internship again are meant for people that have from zero because they are still studying or they just finished studying to 1-2 years of experience, depending what kind of experience that you had. Of course, it has to be relatable experience. When I was studying, I was working in restaurants. I was working at. I was doing weddings but on the working part and so on, that of course is not a relatable experience for when I start applying for the jobs. No, so it depends. It depends on what you do, but absolutely is not a blocker. It can actually be a plus depending on the position that you apply for. There is a term that we use in HR and talent acquisition is transferable skills. This means you learn something on a job or a sport, as Alessandra was mentioning before, and that can be used on the job. Most of the jobs these days can be learned. There are very few that require some technicalities, like if you want to be a surgeon, if you want to be an architect, if you want to be a lawyer, then you require a certain type of background. But most other jobs can be learned if you have the necessary interest and passion behind.
Thank you so much for that.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome,
Hope
Mohammed.
to see you soon.
We too. Anastasia. So I think she was a little bit back in the queue. Or Anastasia, maybe the second. I don't know if she's still with us. Okay, but we will still answer. Yes, I mean, again, there is no specific that we don't have a hard requirement, but of course, English is main language. So if you're able to have a conversation like we're having right now in this call, then you're ready up for it. We don't do English tests, but of course you need to be able to understand, to communicate. Then other languages are a plus. You can speak your own language. If you find some colleague out of the 24 that we have, different nationalities that can speak the language, that's nice. But it's a matter of respect, so everybody can understand, and it's a matter of inclusiveness. If anybody can understand and can be part of a conversation, that is automatically include them in, even if, of course, there is nothing wrong in speaking their own language. Okay, and then I see Shoab. From India, I'm experienced professional, but seek international career. Can I do an internship? I think yes. I think we answered this before. Per se, there is no blocker in having previous experiences. It depends. So if it's matching, why not?
Yeah. We have a few questions that I don't know, maybe we should try to be quicker in answering because we're running out of time. I mean, we went over already.
And Alessandra, if you want, we can share also the quiz, the final quiz.
I mean, I will try to answer as many questions as I
can.
I
will try.
Obviously.
We can try.
As you can see, Alessandra is giving me haste, so I will do. I talk too much. Vera, the short answer is.
Then you want to say that I talk a lot too.
No. But Vera, the short answer is yes. This was quick. I hope that we can always tell. Ebenezer.
I think this one is no.
No, but there is if you relocate from another country to do the internship, there is additional 250 euro that can be you can get, as we call, for relocation allowance.
And there is also, I think, reimbursement on some transportation.
And there is the reimbursement on the public transportation, on train, bus, water bus as well, and then bicycle. Shib.
I think it was the repetition of the question.
This repetition, yeah, we already answered.
This is a good question
this is for you. This is for you, Alessandra. Go.
This is for me. I mean, we try to be as quick as possible. Sometimes we are not that quick. So I cannot give you an answer. I think among 4 weeks and 8 weeks sometimes. It depends at what stage also of the job opening you apply. If you apply early, you have more chances to be selected early, that your CV gets screened earlier. If you apply at a later stage, your CV might reviewed later on for a second round of interviews. So there is no answer for that. It really depends on a case by case. Yes, then we have Ganesh.
So
background in biotech, MBA in general management, very detailed CV, basically. On the best way to position myself or explore relevant opportunities, I think this would require a very long answer. I mean, feel free to reach out to me, Ganesh, through LinkedIn, and we can go through it together, because also I think it's a very specific question on yourself and your experience, so I don't want to take everybody's time.
But short answer is, again, transferable skills. Try to highlight that, why the skills you have gained in a certain experience or educational path can be valuable into another field. Very short answer, but then Alessandra will give you the long one.
Yeah, also the question from Elaine is the same. I mean, I cannot tell you, should I apply to the loyalty and customer data? I don't know. Is that what you want to do? I mean, it's really up to you, and it's really up to your ability to find those connections, you know, connecting those dots between your previous experiences, your passions, and what you want to do after. A rotation style? No, there is no rotation.
Yep.
There is no rotation.
There's no rotation. And maybe just quick thing. Legally in Belgium, the length of the internship can be maximum of 6 months. So I think that's also important. That's why we are not having a longer internship than maybe you can find in other countries. The postgraduate or the paid internship, at least it can be maximum of 6 months. So there is no way for us to extend even if you want it. The person has either to apply for an internal position or finish the internship.
Okay, so
also, this is a pilot, so maybe in the future we will be, but again, not the same person cannot do in a different.
Also, I think that the length forces us to focus on one role only, because I think that by the time the internship is ending at 6 months, you're getting, you know, very good at that job. So if after 3 months you rotate, you don't gain enough skills, I think, in neither of those rotations, so it doesn't function.
In a 6 months internship, then depends on your manager, depends on the organization, depending on a lot of things. But the first probably 2 months, you're learning everything. You're learning, you're getting to know your colleagues, like the brand, the systems, how things works. Then usually month 3, 4, you start to become 5. You actually to become like quite proficient, and then usually the internship ends. So and then you start to the end over again. So that is it would require you would not be so valuable from a learning perspective.
Yeah. Okay.
And Shoaib, you have another question, but you're on mute. I don't know how to unmute you. I'm not controlling this, so I don't know. But if you want to, I don't know if you're on mute now or if you want to type.
Now, Shoaib, you can open your microphone.
But if you're talking, we still can't hear you.
Yeah. By the way, Alessandra, do we have time for the final quiz?
Of course. I mean, I have time. I don't know if Alessio and Federico have time to stay connected, but
yeah, sure, we can stay long.
Yeah, we have time.
Cool. And so, as promised, we have also a final quiz. Okay, maybe I should go back to the previous page of this page, because you have to enter the code or scan your QR code, or if you were in that window better. Maybe now I see 20 people. Just some seconds to give you the possibility to enter the Menti. And then we go with 3 questions for you. And the possibility to win a 30-minute CV check with Alessandra and VUF HR team. Okay. So, yes, 30-minute session for CV review and interview tips. Now we have 35 players ready. Please, guys, enter your name and surname so we can recognize you at the end in the final ranking. Menti code, yes, Sumera, Menti code is 8428228. And you can go to directly to, oh, sorry, I just trying to copy the link. The way you can go to ment.com. Okay, so we go.
Oh, so there is the time, let's say time
Yeah.
plays a party in a gaining points. Okay. So what's the key to focus on when prepping? What's key to focus on when prepping for an interview?
Oh, beautiful. 35 people gave the correct answer.
Basically all of them.
And this is the leaderboard with Puffy. I don't know who Puffy is. Maybe it should be a username. Then Eleonora and Maren. Cool. Second question.
Which
Which
skills
skill?
is cruel?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. It's
For...
not
No. It's the same for career growth at web.
Which skill is crucial for career growth?
Okay. Nursema puppies me. No problem, Nursema. Oh, wow. Cool. I'm curious to see who was the fastest. Maren. So Maren now leads the ranking. And then no. Okay. Last question. Go.
Okay, so VF Corporation values learning. What's the benefit of ongoing learning at VF? I think I mentioned the word learning 50 times this afternoon.
I mean, it's the key aspect of an internship, so.
Okay, so a career across different brands, functions, and potentially countries.
And so now we have the final leaderboard. Wait. Beatrice, who had 2 questions some minutes ago. The first one, and then we have also Ludovica and Vanessa. So, Sandra, you will have 3 CV sessions with Beatrice, Ludovica, and Vanessa.
Yes. How will they do? Will you put them in contact with me?
Yeah, because we can restore their emails, so you can send them a message in the next days.
Okay.
And now get a screenshot of the final leaderboard. Perfect. We have also answered to all the questions in the chat, guys. Thank you very much. Vini, I just want to give the floor to you at the end.
Yes, thank you guys. Thanks everybody for helping us and for the questions. And see everybody soon.
Thank you, Alessandra. Thank you, Alessio. And
Thank you, guys.
good luck for the
Thank you, everyone.
selection.
It was a pleasure
Bye.
seeing you.
Thank you.
Ciao, everyone.
Bye,
Ciao, ciao.
everyone.
Ciao.
Ciao a tutti.
Ciao.